defrauded everybody, right? About everything. How did you?
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the daily vlog. I'm Ricky. If you're new here, today we're going to have a fun action. No, it's not. It's not really fun, but it's gonna be action packed. Not that type of action. So we're changing it up. We're drinking yerba mate bev instead of coffee. We're gonna go to the gym. It's really early right now. I set my alarm for 3 in the morning, so I didn't just naturally wake up at this time like I normally do. I had to put in an alarm. So we're gonna go to the gym. We're gonna expect to be there for about at least like 3 hours. I'm expecting a call sometime between, well, technically sometime between 8 and 12, but last time that they called, it was like at 9, but I had to like say, hey, can we do this another day, because I'm kind of in the middle of something. Because what I am alluding to is we are getting rid of the car finally. It's being donated to Goodwill, and so they're gonna come and pick it up. But the thing is, I have to get my ass all the way to Arlington, Virginia, so that's gonna take like 45 minutes from my gym, which is good because it's about 15 minutes less than if I was leaving straight from home. So there we go. We're gonna go. I have like, oh, I have the pamphlet with the registration and stuff to give. With that said, I probably should just bring a pen just in case I need to sign something in that envelope. I could check beforehand, but you know, I'm not gonna do that. And then yeah, we're gonna get toilet paper. We're gonna go shopping for necessities, because unfortunately I found out this morning that I ran out of toilet paper. That's all right, because I have a bidet. So I literally called this elevator and I was literally standing. I was like, why the fuck isn't it coming? Open the doors. I didn't press the button. Anyways, we are just finished almost 2-hour workout. Pretty good. Though I had to take a lot of energy drinks. Anyway, we are going to go to the car and wait for Goodwill. I am arriving earlier than I probably need to, but it's just so much anxiety trying to get from the district all the way to Virginia without a car. Yeah, so let's go. So I wanted to show like when I got to the station, but for the guys, you don't know, the station that I got off before I got into a bus was at the Pentagon, and you can't be filming anything over there. Also, a lot of the subway, all of the subway advertisement there is for AI. Interpret that how you may. But yeah, now we are almost to the car and I need to find the registration. I already have the title. And then we just need to wait for Goodwill to come. Oh guys, my car, it won't start. The battery died, and so I have AAA coming out right now. Well, not right now. They'll come out between now and like 10:30, which is still good because that is still potentially ahead of the time frame, or right in the middle of the time frame of when Goodwill will be able to come pick up the car. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to get the car started up again. And instead of leaving it down here, once we get it started up again, I'm gonna take it to one of the side streets, just because, look at it. Like, you can't put this on a back of a truck, right? Underneath all this concrete. It makes no sense. News, we got the freaking car out of the garage. So now we just have to wait for Goodwill to come with their truck, and we're golden. We're golden. It's finally here. Bye bye. It was real outlasted, man. All is left is to take all this shit with me, so we're waiting for the Uber. Do you see those choppers over there?
Sorry?
The helicopters.
Yeah. Two was there,
Yeah.
not one.
We made it back. Well, we made it back. And I just canceled the reservation for the parking spot, so that's 200, technically 188 a month that I'm not going to be paying anymore. Okay, guys, so I should have recorded this conversation that I had with my Uber driver, but you know, I want to have a healthy balance between vlogging and just personal life, and it would have kind of been obnoxious and kind of ruined the entire conversation. I was talking to this Indian guy who's an immigrant. We got talking about just like what Washington DC is like, specifically what it's like to live in Adams, Morgan, because he also lives in Columbia Heights. You know, he was a store owner of a 7-Eleven, which is so funny because like I go by that 7-Eleven every single day when I'm going to like take care of some dogs that I walk on the daily. You didn't know that? It's really interesting because he owned that 7-Eleven for like 5 years and then sold it, and now like I'm not gonna try like antiquating like what happened. What happened businesses. This neighborhood has gotten kind of rough, even though it's always been rough. Like he said, he made it very clear that like 15 years ago, like this place was, you don't want to be here type of thing, because there's a lot of low income housing that has a baseline, like it has fixed housing rents, and a lot of people who live here don't want to live here, who have those fixed rents but can't go anywhere else. It's also being gentrified, which is crazy to think that there's still room to gentrify in Washington DC. But yeah, it's been unfortunate. I haven't shared this with you guys in the vlogs, but there's been a lot of there's been a lot of people who haven't been doing all right. You know, I see a lot of what I presume to be a mixture of citizens and undocumented people or non-documented people who are suffering from drug abuse or mental illness and or are paired together. Particularly in the hot sun, while it's humid, they just look so defeated, like zombies almost. And you know, I haven't been able to like go around too much due to health conditions a little bit, but it's also a little seedy, and there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of characters out there. You know, I'm not saying that I feel like when I walk out that I'm going to experience some type of violence, but it would be amiss not to bring up that, you know, I kind of feel that way. But I don't know. I know that mentally ill people are more likely to have violence brought onto them than vice versa. But you know, when someone is not doing well mentally and they're exhibiting some sporadic physical movements, you know, it does make you a little, you know. The reason why I brought this up is because I haven't had many experiences with people here in DC of just like interacting and talking about DC and what it's like from their perspective, because I'm always curious about it. I remember when I was in Oregon, I went out to Pendleton with my friend Bailey. Bailey, if you're watching, hey, what's up, girl? I miss you. We went to the Rainbow Cafe. We went to Pendleton. For those of you guys who don't know, Pendleton is this huge rodeo town. They also are like namesake for Pendleton, like an indigenous like clothing company, fabric company. Anyway, I wanted to go there because I wanted to go to Pendleton just because I've never been there, and at that time I had not gone that far east in my home state of Oregon. So we went out there and we just like had fun, like small town fun. Believe it or not, I had more fun than in my own hometown. for a couple of nights. We even took little scooters and electric scooters and went around. And yeah, they have electric scooters even in small little fucking rodeo towns. Even when I was there, I asked the bartender, I was just like, yo, like, what's it like living out here? What, if anything, could the government do to improve your life? They said nothing. They don't think government can they don't think government can improve their lives, but also at that time and place, she just didn't seem like that was a real problem for her. So, not saying that there aren't problems in Eastern Oregon or problems that Pendleton is facing, but I just thought it was really interesting to hear that perspective, because if someone asked me that, I would give them a whole fucking Rolodex of issues. But yeah, whenever I go, I just want to get in tune with the culture. I do have to note that my Indian driver, I'm not, okay, he might be, let's say, I don't know, let's call him, no, I can't even say American Indian. Indian American. Okay, anyway, this American who ethnically and culturally is Indian, almost the entirety of us driving in DC, so once we left Virginia and got to DC, he just started like cussing. Well, I'm exaggerating here. He wasn't cussing, but it was so funny to see him complaining about all the drivers, rightfully so, because DC drivers are shit. East Coast drivers in general are horrible. But he was just going into detail about it, and then I was being shown in real time of how shit the drivers are. But I don't need to be shown that because I've experienced it. But look at me experiencing it again. But it's because it's like this, like, forgive me guys, but it's a stereotype that, you know, Indian, Asian drivers are all bad, and whenever you see like stereotypical depictions of AAA countries, developing countries, you know, it's always like chaotic, especially if you're talking about like what it's like to drive in like Nigeria or Vietnam, you know. So to have like this Indian immigrant guy complaining about how horrible the Americans are driving, and like when we're talking about Americans, we're talking about just all Americans generally speaking, but even though DC is mostly black, like I was thinking white, you know. Anyway. But yeah, no, I'm so happy that I got that car taken care of. I don't have to pay for that shit anymore. And now I can try finding a way to sell that tent that I have. It has all the pieces and parts, so, and it was pretty expensive, but I didn't have to pay for it, but I will get the revenue if I sell it.
1 hour later.
Yo, I just want to quickly interrupt the vlog just to say hi to all the new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing, joining our community. I hope you find my storytelling compelling, and I want this to be a collaborative thing too. So if you guys have any questions, any ideas of what you want to see me do or topics you want me to discuss, please let me know. But yeah, once again, thanks so much for subscribing and enjoy. I got a message from the guy I was renting the parking spot from. And it's through, I rented it through Neighbor. Neighbor? Yeah, it's Neighbor. I got it confused with Neighborhood, which is a whole other thing. But he's sent me a message saying, you were a great renter. I forget the rest. It was like something just very basic. But I kept on looking at it when he said it, like, you were a great renter. I was like, thank you for saying that. I didn't say that, but like I was just thinking like, I haven't really heard that. I haven't heard that in a while, that affirmation. So it felt good. It felt good. So on that note, I'm gonna head off. What a fucking vlog it was today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Or peace and love. Yeah. It's a daily vlog.